Don't blink, it's your boy Yink. Welcome to our show. We're doing one on this 26th May 2025. Today we are reviewing the one, the only. Can I get a drum, please? The one, the only. I like saying this. Can I get a drum, please? And then because I'm quite culture, can I get a cello? Okay, piccolo in the back. A violin, trombones, violin solo. There you go, little orchestra. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're going to be reviewing season 8. See, I might have had too much of this. So then, the answer to having too much of this is frig off. I'm going to be reviewing season 8 of Trailer Park Boys. Now, we finished 1 to 7. Season 8 is a season that I never recap. So we recapped once ago. I should not make videos. I'm tired. I've been talking for 2-3 hours. Enough. We're gonna be covering season 8, which is the first time. If you look 2 years ago on the channel, we covered from season 1 to season 7. Season 8. I have to give you a small disclaimer. It's gonna be hard for me to recap it. Because Trailer Park Boys, mea culpa. If you look at me from season 1 to 7. I know my shit by heart. So even if I don't remember what happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what happened because season 8 I watched it 4 times maximum. And also it doesn't look like it. But season 8 episodes are 20 minutes each. Right? So now instead of recovering, there's 10 episodes. So 30 minutes is 300 minutes, which is 5 hours, right? I do it at 2 times the speed, at 1.5 times the speed. That's the maximum on Netflix. We're watching on Netflix. 5 hours is about, I want to say, it should be 3.3 hours, 3 hours and a half. Yeah. 3 hours and a half, so you got an hour 40, which gives you 5:10. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So, sadly, I'm going to be looking at my notes. It's a harder show to recap. However, with bad news come good news, right? Some great news, actually. I forgot how good season 8 was. I don't know why. I think I saw season 8 and I put it into the category of new season. I think later on, like for example, the whole thing with Tommy. Oh, got a text. Mortalita. My apologies. I don't know who she is, but hey, I'm on a dating website if you were wondering. Which is, there you go. I'm not romantic a lot, but when I am romantic, I go full sand. So I think I do the mistake. I think a lot of people see a show like Trailer Park Boys that is so short, and we're talking about a season of 2 hours. It's not a lot. I think we're so used to nowadays to huge season and binging watch huge season, right? That we tend to put them in the same hole. For example, there's the showcase era of Trailer Park Boys. There's the Netflix era of Trailer Park Boys. They're not the same thing. I think the later season a bit weaker. But season 8 actually is not that bad. Season 8 is not that bad. The whole, like I said, example, the whole McFlurry, the whole J-Rock having a Spanish accent for a season. The whole... See, as much as I love Snoop Dogg, there's the old Tom Arnold thing. And the Tom Arnold thing, to me, is how you don't... This is how you do a collab, but that's how you don't do a collab. So, for example, Snoop Dogg is in the park and you see him kind of... Tom Arnold is a bigger part of the boys. And I don't mind Tom Arnold. And I'm not going to say I love him because I don't know him. But it takes too much place. There's moments of the Trailer Park Boy, the later season, that feel padded. And I don't like that. Like... The one of the stupid thing is McFlurry, and I don't mind McFlurry. I think he's a cool character. However, McFlurry is a cool character, but J-Rock, I don't like it anymore. I don't like J-Rock anymore. And the problem with that is there's continuity mistake. So that's gonna happen because you have a show that is see, they agree. You have a show that's like 11 years later. 11 years later, we died. It's okay. It's a game we're playing in the background, so it doesn't really matter. It's okay to tell me what you think about me. I won't try to argue. I hold it against you. But the problem with that is J-Rock already had kids. For example, you give a kid to Ricky, and I want to make it clear. Do I like the fact that Lucy and Randy bang? I don't give a single fuck. However, it comes in at a great price. See, and this is really big nerd of me to say, but you think about Ricky, and Ricky is a great father, right? However, it wasn't only a great father to Trin. He was a good father to Trina, which was the daughter of Jim Leahy. I would have loved to see him taking care of little Randy. No, you took it away. Now the problem with this is, okay, technically the show is all along those kids aren't babies, aren't kids. But take out the baby, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Season 8. Season 8 feels really good. Season 8, to be honest, narratively speaking, is really interesting. I'll be honest and say Season 8 is possibly better than some of the older stuff. It's funny, we're singing the Fall Out Boys and they're listening to Fall Out Boys. Yeah, they're taking risk, they're taking a chance when it comes to narrative. And it's fun. Today I'm out of focus because I'm outside. When I'm outside there's a lot more stimulants. I got ADHD. One of those stimulants is this. Do you see this? And then you see this. The whole morning was beautiful. We had a bunch of cloud and then it's gonna go away. So it's quite nice. Season 8, they take short risk, but then again, why is it so good? I think it's because, technically speaking, for one of the first time in a while, you have a plot that is from season 1, episode 1, to season 8, episode 1 to season 8, episode 10. I think the number of plots. See, for example, and the character plot, for example, we got Jacob, right? And Jacob has gotten Trinity pregnant. I talked to you guys about this yesterday. Jacob was supposed to be with Sarah, but Trinity was pregnant. So they're like, okay, well, let's put him with Jacob. The fact that season 8, Jacob was a character that we don't give a fuck about. So why don't we give a fuck about him? Is because season 7 introduced Jacob in a bigger way. But apart from that, we don't really see Jacob. Now, technically speaking, that's not true. If you look at the movies, Jacob actually has a big space in the movie. For example, and don't legalize it, Jacob is super important. Is the piss monkey of Julian, which I could explain, but I'm gonna leave like that because I want you guys to think about piss monkey, and I want you guys to worry what it is, right? I want you guys to actually be worried about what that is. A piss monkey, what the fuck? Because that makes me happy. That makes me happy to think that you guys have exactly 0.5 idea of what I'm talking about. But we have a whole plot of him trying to get the approval of Ricky. We have Corey that's coming back, and even though Corey coming back doesn't have that much of importance, you would think the character that come back after drama, they would give the characters a lot more, but they didn't. However, Corey is different because Corey. Okay, so Sugar Park Boy season 8 was a show by SwearNet, not Netflix. SwearNet was a whole network. Looking for the word network. So they didn't give as much space to Corey on his chat and his series. However, they give him I think it's Priest Joe Brown, something like that, and he has a whole thing for himself. So even though Corey is not present himself. And that's a problem too because you don't want to give too much space to Corey because Corey has his own show. You don't want too much Corey. You don't want too much. You getting learn with Ricky, which is Rickyism at its finest. You get Guitar Bubble with Lesson, which is still Bubble but not a lot. You get Dear Julian, which was phenomenal. Dear Julian was he was entering comments and people were like, oh my god. Dear Julian was so good because Julian is kind of an asshole. Not Jean-Paul Tremblay, but Julian. And there was this girl that was complaining, and she put a picture of them as a profile picture. And Julian said it was a dude, so he called her a cunt. Thinking you called him a cunt, no, you called the woman a cunt. That was really funny. So yeah. So season 8 again, you got primo spot. For example, J Rock selling the raw vodka, but also wanting to be part of Julian, right? And I think some of the greatest strength of the previous season of Trailer Park Boy was how much we loved the Trailer Park inhabitants. I don't know. Like, see, with J Rock at the beginning of season 8, he's absolutely amazing. He has his business and he wants Julian to be acknowledge him as a businessman. It's like, yo, take me as a partner. And I love that. Do I think that J Rock needs to be the partner of Julian to be interesting? No. J Rock can do his own thing and be interesting, right? So, yeah. Now I'm going to stop talking because I just noticed that I have 20% batteries. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not going to be doing one videos because it's 10 of 30. So 300. I talk a lot. I know, it's hard to believe, but I do. I can't do it. I can't do it. So we're going to be doing this. And I want you guys to know, Shady was not to be about, baby. And crazy. See, I just opened up this, and then they were like, you know what? You're gonna be listening to this. Just open up the computer. Like, nope. We want you to listen to this. And since the computer is slow, then I'm gonna be listening to this for a couple. What love's about to be about, baby. And now I'm gonna be thinking about it a lot. Okay, so let's go. However, season-wise, I could go with Lucifer. Lucifer would be good. Nothing crazy. What's love supposed to be about, baby? See? Did I open up TikTok? No. Why the fuck are you playing music, dude? That's not cool. I don't mind if you're putting music. That's cool. However, do not impose upon me your thing. Season 1, I think we're a bit past season 1. Money can suck my cock, and I have to say this is phenomenal. There's a couple of problems with this episode, but the way they put it, to me, this is a really quality episode. So for example, we have the boys back, right? Now they do talk about the what happened. So what happened is actually really cool. They have a meeting. Ricky, Bubble, and Julian have a meeting with Mike, Rob, and John Paul. You're showing one side, you're showing the boys, and you're showing the other side, and you're seeing the actors, which I fucking love. I think it's brilliant. I think it's smart. I think it's funny. So they had this contract, and they signed. To the boys, you mentioned of the contract. However, and you do understand it, they have this own network. So SwearNet, they put a lot of money on SwearNet. And SwearNet was supposed to have all of these shows. Sadly, one of the only shows that really worked was Trailer Park Boys. There was Trailer Park Boys Jail that worked well, though. Really well. But Trailer Park Boys Jail is special because Trailer Park, it was amazing. So, Trailer Park, what they did, and again, this has nothing to do with season 8. I apologize, but I'm a nerd. So let me nerd out, please. Thank you. Season 8 was being filmed, and it took a while. So all you have to do is keep on going for season 9, have people enjoy season 8. Now that's the best thing. That is a brilliant marketing. That is amazing. So season 8 would be on Netflix right away. You didn't have to care about that. However, people still wanted to go to SwearNet, so they would have Trailer Park Boy Jail. Remember, at the end of each season, they go to jail. Trailer Park Boys Jail, which is a very small show. You're doing a shorter 2 per day. You're doing a maximum of an hour of. You're doing an hour of production per day, right? And with this hour of production, the rest you can write off. And even though you don't want to write off, you can do with a jail. You can do 6 months of this stuff. It doesn't matter. It's still entertaining. So Money Can Suck My Cock. They do something really well. They show. The first thing they talk about is how I fucking love this. Quality writing. They have the whole. What is really cool about it is it's the best thing you can do, but it's the worst thing you can do. This is really good, by the way. Monster Ultra Guave, really good. The best thing you can do, right, is You can tell that there's a lot of time that passed, but you don't tell how much time had passed, which is something that it's the worst thing to do because we would like to see this sort of timeline, but it's the best thing to do because they have a problem with continuity. So why put yourself in a place where you have to remember that, right? A show like Game of Thrones did that perfectly. Game of Thrones would put you in character shoes of, so a chapter is character, other chapter is another character, and it was just phenomenal because at the end of the day you're like, okay, well, I don't need to know what's up in between. I know that something happened somewhere else, right? And that's pretty good. So that's a bit of a problem, but it's not a big problem. We have Julia now that now has a bar. This is all small details, but these are so interesting. And everything in the sense of Trailer Park Boys being about the boys. So Julia has a bar. His motivation was the show Cheers, but even then Bubbles helped him because Bubbles found a way to sell liquor without having a liquor license, which costs money, which is great. Bubbles is going to be opening the Shed and Breakfasts. The Shed and Breakfast would be cool. However, I think it's a cool idea. So the Shed and Breakfast is what? Is Bubble loving having a daycare for cats. The problem with that is you had Kittyland, and Kittyland was amazing. Now, the great thing about this, and this is absolutely phenomenal, the great thing about this is you don't really have to sell me on the Shed and Breakfast because for Bubble, the Shed is like a house. So you understand the plan. Ricky has some weed, he's enjoying some weed. Ricky only deals with Ash Quain, so he doesn't have to worry about... See, the thing is, I don't know the legality behind it. I don't know if it's legal to grow some weed. I know it's not legal to sell it. So because he doesn't sell it, because there's no money exchange, there's offer exchange or services exchange, it is perfect. We're getting, what I'm going to do is, because there's so much, I'll be taking the episode and just doing this. So slowly going on it. I have enough of the memory to do it. I can skip it. So what you do is you have the episode here, right? And you can just move it. See? 28 minutes. So we have the fighting. We got Orangey. Orangey has a really good opportunity. So Orangey is Ricky's goldfish pet, which is super funny because it's a way for Ricky to be stupid and be dumb, but it's also a way to tell, okay, well, Lucy, she left, and Ricky still misses her. Because it was a gift from Trinity. And because it's a gift from Trinity, she's like, okay, well, guess what? I have to take care of it because I matter, I love her. Right? So you got this, you got the plan for the boys, the Ash Quain. You got the new assistant Trailer Park supervisor, which is Donnie. I'll be honest and say, Donnie can go two-way with him. Donnie's a really sad story though. I don't remember what was the name of the actor. Lee something? Sorry, I don't remember. Lee did a smoking weed around the world. So we go to different country and do drugs. And it really fucked him up. Which sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. Donnie is the assistant Trailer Park supervisor. I don't mind. I think Donnie is actually funny. Because he brings spirituality, he brings an answer to Randy. I'll be completely honest. See, the problem with Randy is he's dependent on Leahy. And the problem on Leahy is, although a brilliant actor, take away the drinking, Leahy isn't that interesting. It's like Frank from Shameless. Super Frank is amazing, but you wouldn't take 11 seasons of Super Frank. You wouldn't take that. So having Randy is actually good. Having Donnie, that's what am I calling Donnie for? That's not his name. What's his name?
19 years, not that well. No. There's gonna be the news.
What is that? Chris Blas.
What the hell's with the gunfire, Ricky, you idiot? Wasn't us. What in the frick?
What is his name?
Actually, it's fuck off.
Don and Donna. Yeah. So, it does bring something a bit new. Problem is, Don and Donna, after that, so Don and Donna is the same person. Donna it's really cool because Trailer Park Boys had a history of being promoting. They put Leahy and Randy in a gay relationship. Between being gay on TV was something that we saw often. It was really rare. Bisexuality wasn't a thing. It was a thing, but not on TV. Now they have this gender fluid characters, which I think is cool. However, it's only cool if you constantly have Dawn and Donna. At the end, we don't see Dawn anymore. We only see Donna. So what was the point of building up the characters if you're not going to use it, right? And I think that's a problem with the. I think it's a problem. For example, with Leahy, right? Leahy, it's a mess because Leahy, during season 7 was a cop, right? Then he got his title stripped from him once again. He was demoted to a simple trailer park supervisor. But the whole thing about the end of season 7 was like, you know what? Maybe that's my destiny. Maybe that's my purpose. Maybe I'm meant to be just a trailer park supervisor, and I'm okay with that. Look how nice this is. Now we got the very clear blue skies. This is fucking gorgeous, dude. Imagine if I wasn't filming this. What a shame. And then at season 8, you put him. The first episode he's replaced by Randy. So what was the point of that? But also it could give him more time, right? So in this season, what happened is Leahy is working with Ricky and Julian and Bubbles, and because he's not a trailer park supervisor, this is excusable. Oh, I don't give a fuck about the park because I'm not trailer park supervisor, and that could work. We got J-Rock with his new business of Rod Vodka, which is cool, but doesn't do much. One of the smart thing here, the really smart thing here is Coco and his bird. So you have a small scene with Coco and his bird, which is a character in Trailer Park Boys. We don't see much about Coco. We don't hear much about Coco at all. He's just like an extra. He has a taco shop, and he has a bird. The cool thing is you present him in season 8, episode 1. So when Coco gets stuck in the air conditioner machine, you know who they are, right? So that's B. You got Bubbles, who's asking the boys to buy trailer. What is really cool is giving them the money. It's like, don't steal. So you got Bubbles once again trying to go legit. He wants his business to be legit, which is cool. We like that. We saw that with Kittyland. We saw that with the Rush tickets. It's something you'd expect from Bubbles. So they get the shed, which is fucking funny because it's fucking funny because they're it's so dumb. It's fucking funny because it's just for fun. It's just for fun. They just screw over those guys for fun. And why is it funny? Because you don't have to screw those guys over. You chose to do it, and I think that's funny. Not doing something bad because you don't have a choice, but doing something bad because you want to. One of the cool part here, and to be honest, this is the beauty of the later episode season of Trailer Park Boys. You see Barbara, right, who's dealing with Sam Lasco, and once again, the whole caveman shit I think is stupid. They keep on calling him a caveman. Lasco Sam is like, I'm bisexual, like fuck some dudes. But that's so these in peculiar is not important. Jim is bisexual, Randy is bisexual. We already have representation of bisexuality. The fact that Lasco is kind of cool and doing that is because you don't expect it. So for example, Barbara talks about how every single guy she dated turns out to be bisexual. But the plan is to see them fighting, which means that they have a divorce. Sam being married to Barb as a part of the trailer park, which means Sam could own the trailer park. Now, the beautiful thing is you'll have Barb Leahy, and when you think about it like that, this is actually really, really smart. So when you think about Barb Leahy, of course she doesn't want to deal with Sam. She will trust Julian. We saw in season 4 that she would sell the park to Julian. Not a new plot, a revisited plot is good. Revisited plot is good. As long as it's not the same fucking thing, I don't mind. Yeah. So then Leahy becomes super important because Leahy owns 1% of the trailer park. And because he owns 1%, he is okay, so it's complex. He owns 1%, which means that they both have 48-50. 48-50, which is 99, and Leahy has one. So nobody, it's all about who Leahy supports. It's all about getting the trust of Leahy. It's all about getting the support. Yeah, the support is actually a good word. So it's not as simple as it is, right? Now you got the boys who have Leahy, and the fact that Leahy is fired as a trailer park supervisor actually is smart because actually that makes him neutral. He doesn't have a dice in the. He doesn't have a dice. He's in the best position. doesn't have a dice in the game because the part that he has are meaningless, but he can actually do something. He can leverage something. Now, if you look at the movie, that's where I have a bit of a problem with. If you look at a movie, Leahy actually had owned Azure Park and and Count Liquor Day, which is at the end of the season 7. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It was long ago, and most people didn't see the movie. I keep on talking about movies and shit like that. People don't see movies, right? So it doesn't really matter what happened in the movie. They're canon, but without being canon enough for us to be like, okay, holy shit, you made a mistake, right? For example, whatever happened in To Get Out to the Bad Guys is a special. It's like not a parallel universe, but it's not part of the main plot, right? It's a side plot at best, and side plots can be ignored. In multiple show, you would have side plots, and you would call it like a filler, right? Filter. So you have this, you have that. Next on the list, we have what? We have the boys still in shed. Bubbles mad at the boys, which is fucking funny because Bubble didn't want to go legit. And you see, this is cool because Bubble can just be like, well, fuck, I told you not to steal it, but fuck it, you stole it, right? And he gets mad at the boys. And that talk about the character of Bubbles. It's like there's no need to be mad at him. But still, get an introduction of a new police officer, Officer Highcock, because he has his pants here. Again, cool character. Again, meaningless because fucking meaningless. Meaningful but meaningless. Meaningful in the case that we have meaningless in the fact that you're building a character that you're not going to use. Season 9 doesn't exist. Season 10 doesn't exist. But this guy, he is only in season 8. However, it served a purpose. So the original cops of Trailer Park Sunnyvale are 2 cops. It's Ted, right, and George Green. However, that's not true. The original cop of the Trailer Park supervisor, the original cop in charge of Sunnyvale is George Green. George Green, who made an appearance in Never Trust a Man with No Shirt Off, which is season 2, episode 3. Ted came in later though. So the fact that in this season, George is no longer a cop but a mall cop, you need a new cop. So you can use Ted, but if you don't have Ted, you need a third officer. Because sadly, in the whole of 7th season, the only police officer was... That's not true. I didn't say this. The only police officer that was introduced was George and Ted. There's also Erica. Erica could have done a good job though. So yeah. We have Bubbles and Julian fighting, which is fucking funny. It's fucking funny because you got... It's so fucking funny. You got Julian and Bubble that's fighting because what's funny is you can have Ricky. See, if you have 3 of them fighting, people wouldn't intervene. But because you only have 2 guys fighting, the third guy can be like, oh, these guys when they get in a fight, it lasts long. They have a Mexican standoff, which is funny. We have so Ricky hides the weed in his walls, right, to hide it, and he buy a freezing unit, which is the freezing unit is such a weird thing because it doesn't serve that much of a purpose. The boys get to fuck up, and the boys get to fuck up is Corey and Trevor drop the cooling unit on the car, bend the car. But this is such a brilliant plot because you showcase at the beginning that they fuck up, which is old stuff. You saw them fucking up 1, 2, 3 times. However, you were telling me that at the end of the episode there is a way for them to fix their mistake. So that's already an improvement, and you give me stakes in the fact that you lost something, stake in the fact that you got them back. So they build Ricky a new car. That is actually pretty good. And that is pretty much it. What am I missing? We have the announcement that Leahy says that no longer supervisor, and they tell that he's going to sell the park. And that's pretty much it. Because Barbara says... So, Barbara comes in and says, I want to sell the... what? L'agence sans le risque? Such a weird thing. So Barb tells us as viewers, I'm gonna sell the park. The boys don't know it. That's good. So in this one we have season 8 episode 2. We got Barbara and Julian trying to get Barbara to sell. Yeah, we got Ricky being frozen, which means that this place cannot be used because the weed is frozen. Which means it's funny because you gave Ricky a chance to have a house, and then because the trailer is too cold, he goes back to the shitmobile. So it's really cool. It is really cool. And then it's even cooler because last episode you broke the shitty mobile, and then you fix it. That's even better. I'm not gonna have time to do episode number 2. I'm so sorry, guys. 8% battery shit. Got Julian and Barb. Julian and Barb right here is cool because at first is them working together to sell the park, to take care of the park. But at the same time, Julian is seducing Barbara to get her to help him out. At the same time, they end up banging or being in a relationship. They're not in a relationship, it's banging. But then you say that, oh, this is not out of nowhere. No, we see those people interact. We see those characters interact. And you have an excuse for them banging. We got Ricky back in the car. We have Orangey, which is again super important. Talk about Orangey. But the funny thing is, Orangey is such a fuck up. You got Julian that knows that he has to help with Leahy. Now, I'll admit that there's something that's really cool that's going on here. Julian is way more involved in later season. Season 6, season 7, no, season 5 and season 6, Julian, we barely see him. In this one, we see him taking care of business, which I really, really, really enjoy. We got Bubble who's mad at the boys, and he creates the V team. So this is Julian and Ricky, and this is Bubble. So every time that they want to do something, Bubble has to be involved, which is good because Bubble is seemingly the most I was gonna say normal, but let's call him the most. 5% batteries. We'll go in. I'll finish season 2. I'll finish episode 8, but I won't do it anymore. After that, I'll take a break. We'll film some content. That's pretty much it. See, 3%. It's crazy. It's crazy. So season 8, episode 2. I could do the whole season, but I don't want to spend an hour like this. I want to be outside. Outside is so nice. So what do we have? Yeah, we have Bubbles taking charge of this. We got Ricky's talking to Trevor, and it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good because most of this what's going on is not important. So for example, yes, season 8 episode 1 was more important, but now it doesn't really matter. For example, right? You got Donnie talking about spirituality, and it's nice because in this case you're just making a character out of Dawn and a character with things that Randy likes. So by introducing the character of Dawn, you're killing 2 birds with the same stone. First bird, I got this new character called Dawn. I want to introduce him. Second, by introducing him, we can see that Randy is getting closer to Dawn. And by Randy being closer to Dawn, Leahy gets more jealous. Leahy being jealous equal Leahy being emotional. Leahy being emotional equal to him drinking more. Him drinking more equates to something that we already know. Jim is a drunk bastard and he will never change. Season 5, episode 4? 5? So yeah. So we got this. You got Ricky and who was talking about
Back to work. I'm in the middle of making honey off of that rock dick, man. I'll be lucky to finish on time as it is.
Oh yeah, so okay, cool.
Process, I can streamline
Cool.
the shit out of this.
Okay, cool. So we have the plot of the season. We have Sebastian Bach, and he wants to buy honey oil. So Ricky has a good plan. He says, "I have enough weed for my retirement." So what he does is he does honey oil, which takes more time to build, but can sell for a lot more. So which is really cool. It's kind of a cool thing, kind of like a boring thing. So the cool thing is you reintroduce Sebastian Bach, which is a good thing. The bad thing is we just saw Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach was the guy from season 7. You understand? So Sebastian Bach wants some honey oil. He wants to buy a little bit. And now the cool thing is Ricky. So this is kind of important because season 8, episode 2, introduced the process of making honey oil. I want to show you guys something which is really fucking cool. I love that. 3%. Okay. Ink. Yeah. See what he's drinking? Rod vodka. Rod vodka. See, you should get Leahy to be a bit more jealous. The rod vodka, why is important? Because it's something that you would see. For example, and it was in Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys. Ray has a liquor business, and it's Ray's Good Liquor. So you see people around the park drinking Ray Good Liquor. I just think it's amazing, because you're saying in the park, you're creating this universe, right? I fucking love it. I fucking love this. Once again, you got Don singing, which is cool because I don't know. They show.
I'm in charge. I was put in charge. I have to work. I'm in the middle of making honey. I'm in charge. I was put in charge.
So you got a cool scene with season 8, episode 2, which is Jacob and Corey. Jacob and Corey now they're working together. They're basically Corey and Trevor. What is the cool thing here is you get them working together. Working together is a boring scene. However, you establish a connection between the boys. You establish them being friends. You establish them being closer, because Corey and Trevor, you don't need to make them closer because they were already close starting. Now that's the problem. Jacob is an old character from earlier season. You don't see Corey interacting with Jacob, right? So you got this. You got more of Randy and Don. And the cool thing is, Randy will talk about his problem with Leahy. So that's a way of saying, hey, I'm possibly going to be single, which makes them two together be kind of like interested in each other. But it's also a good way of Randy establishing. So in this, you have a confessional. This is how I feel, right? I'm talking to another character who can get involved with. So it's not necessarily, it just happened, we fell in love. It's like, no, there was something that happened. You got, is that already it?
Yeah, he's gonna try to go.
Is that it already?
Go to scenes. Nah, bro, they're rigged up.
Okay. Wait, is that it? Okay, cool. So Orangey, which is the pet goldfish of Ricky, already died because Ricky gives him hash and oil and weed, so he dies. So the boys are saying, hey, we're gonna be busying it's so fucking cool, but you see, this is why I'm telling you I don't remember much of it, because I only watched it 4 times and there's a lot more going on. So for example, they ask Corey and Trevor to buy some egg roll, but they also buy a goldfish for Ricky for when he dies, because they know it's gonna kill him. So it's like, okay, well, we need a replacement. However, we're going to see Tommy Bean, which is a character that I fucking hate. I think he's boring. I think he's annoying too. But it goes into the bar, so you have a purpose for that. And then the purpose is Leahy likes gambling machine. The fact that there is a plus, right? So then what's gonna happen is Sam, who owns half of the trailer, so again, is going to try to buy the part of Jim Leahy, so he can have a majority of the share, which makes him a majority owner. So he's going to give him cash, and Leahy's like, oh, I want to be surprised. I want to have gifts. So it's like, he's like, okay, well, I need some games. Wait, is that it? See, this is how little I remember from it. And I watched it yesterday. We got George and Leahy, which is also important because George is a Chiller Park, no, not Chiller Park, sorry, a grocery store. Oh, dude, he's a mall cop. And he's like, I want to stop the boys because they're constantly stealing from my mall. And then he asks Leahy for help, but Leahy doesn't give a fuck. That's pretty much it. So we got the boys going in to get some goldfish. I got Tommy Gunn, who sells them
It was cash. Who do I look like? Fucking Jack Cart. Go to see Tommy right now. Tommy's a guy, I've known.
Where is it saying?
Call him Tommy Bean. He used to carry around a bag of bennies. So, here comes Tommy Bean with his bag of beans. Anyway, the only thing I could think of to get Leahy was a couple gambling machines, because...
Yeah, you see, this is it. So Julian, he's asking for the 1%. And then Leahy's like, you gotta earn that 1%. So Julian's like, okay, well, what do you like? You like gambling? Okay, let's put it in gambling machine. Now, the sad part is, there's no hint that Leahy liked gambling machine. There was an hint that Ray liked gambling machine, but not Leahy. The boys steal a goldfish, right? Which get them in jail. Ricky and Bubbles are stealing shit again, which is usual. But this gives a opportunity for us to see Leahy and George working together. They're following, and this is the beginning of. So at the beginning of the episode, you got George and Leahy talking together. There's no ending. The ending, however, is when you see them working together to get the boys. So George comes in and save Ricky and Julian. Now the reason he saved Ricky and Julian is because he wants them to be doing long time. If they just get caught for stealing a fish, they won't go to jail. That's pretty much it. So Julian offers the gambling machine to Leahy. Leahy says he's happy, but it's not enough.
You know what I mean? Julian, we're two friends. We're just trying to help each other out.
See?
Hey? Well, you keep scratching my
Keep scratching my back.
I'll be sure to scratch at least 1% of yours.
Leahy does know that he has leverage, and he's being a dick about it. The funniest thing is Julian Bar and Grill. So the Bar and Grill is super cool because that's Julian. The boys are trying to steam it. There's a really nice moment between Ricky and Bubbles.
Not bad, huh? But that's it. Pretty much. I mean, I had to take out the gyro that controls the auto shut off, but you just set her to long grain. Fucking get at her, Ricky. This is fucking amazing. Hey, boys.
Well, the camera is shitty. What the fuck?
Not good.
Okay, that's pretty much it. You got
Oh, yes, Don, the sweetest brother in the whole world.
Donna, which is Don.
Yes.
Right? So you're introducing, they have a party, which is pretty much it. It's boring. At this point, it's boring. They do have the fish for Ricky, though. They have this party, right? Again, I wish there was more to it, but there's just nothing. Yeah, you got Cyrus coming in and saying, I want the 1%. Which is pretty much it. The problem here is you don't establish the relationship between Cyrus and Sam. The relationship between Cyrus and Sam was explained and don't legalize it. They both went to jail at the same time. That's pretty much it. So this is the episode. It's not interesting. I'm sorry. I wish it was interesting, but it's not. See, the later season are a lot of small, funny thing. There's a lot of small, funny thing, but when you put them like that, there's no importance. It's not like, oh, here's the funny part. It's like, okay, well, this is a small joke, and I'm not gonna tell you all the joke of the show. And that's pretty much it. That's season 8, part 1. Love you guys. Take it easy. Peace.